So remember what I told you, the truth is right in front of you at all times. The whole truth is right in front of you all the time. Look at those cars. They all have four wheels. They're all different. Chevrolet, Honda. I don't know what kind of cars they are. Honda, Dodge, whatever that one is. There's a Chevrolet right there. So people have the option of choice, but it's still just a car. It's still just got four wheels. It's still just for transportation. So you see the red versus blue giving you a fake choice, right? It's still the same. It's still the same. It's still a car. It's still a carriage or a. Okay. Look at that fence right there. I can't laugh. I got one I need to tear down. So here's another option, right? So there's a church, right? A Methodist church. And right around, I showed you different cars right beside each other. And right around the corner, people can walk around the corner, one block, half a block, and here's another church. It's probably a Baptist, but it doesn't say if it's a Baptist or not. So they have the option of choice. It's probably a Baptist because I don't know. No, it's a Church of God. It's not a Baptist, Church of God. So you got that one. There's probably another one right up here. Let's see. So half a block, there's one church. And let's go over here, another block. There's probably another church over here. And throughout this city, it's the same way. Churches almost on every corner. There might be a Catholic church right there. So you had a Methodist, you had a Church of God, and you got this Catholic church right here, one block away. Let's take a right, see if there's a temple up there. So no, that's within one block to one block, and here's another block. Let's see what this is. This is probably, that's the same one. Got to be a Baptist church over here somewhere. That's the Catholic church. You got a Methodist, Church of God, Catholic church. It's giving you an option of choice, but really, if you're looking for God, everybody should be on the same page. The Bible gives you sound doctrine if you rightly divide it. So why ain't everybody on the same page? Why do the Baptists go to legalism? Why do the Methodists go traditionalism? Why do the Pentecostals go to emotionalism? It's giving you a fake reality of choice when you should go to God directly and not depend on some church. I'm sure if I take the right, that's probably a church. That's probably a church right there. It's probably a Baptist church. Let's see. Oh, that's a racket club. So we could notice the word racket. It's giving you the option of choice, but it's all the same. Wow. I had no idea this was here. If you want to get rich, you could join one of these clubs, pay the fee, and get to know the people, and then you get to be friends with the rich people, and they'll give you a job and teach you all the secrets. That's how. If I had it to do over again when I was younger, that's what I'd have done. Got to know some rich people, become friends with them, paint their house, whatever. Give them a discount. They give me a job, and I still work for them. on the side, put a roof on their house, paint their house, whatever, and steal all their secrets. Not steal all the secrets, just sponge off of all their secrets, you know. There's two trains of thought about that. Use debt to make money, or get out of debt and save money. I tend to think that in our society you have to use debt to make money. As long as, if you take out a loan, as long as you're able to pay it back. Like, let's say you borrow an amount of money to run a business or something, you got to be able to pay it back 3 or 4 times. I'm noticing in this city the pine trees are going away, and what do they call them? I'm starting to see bamboos. Pine trees are disappearing. You don't see many here. There's some right there, but the bamboos are appearing. There's a shift. I might have to think about that, meditate on that. My point is, the options, they give you an option of choice, but it's really at its root the same choice. If you're going to a church building, what are you trying to do? Find God. And every single one of them are going to say, oh, we use the Bible. You don't need to go through a human mediator. You need to just go to Jesus, go through God. But there are some good teachers out there that can teach you, but you can go directly to God and learn the truth yourself. But there's so many voices and so many choices and so many lights and the roads are blind. I mean, the lights are blinding and the roads are winding to pull you off in some weird direction. And so that's why I studied the 40,000 sermons, and I can give you the top 10 preachers that speak the truth always. I'll put 5 on the website, and I might put some on put 5 on YouTube, might put some more on my website, I'm not sure. But there's so many people that can't rightly divide the word of truth, it blows your mind. They don't believe in dispensationalism. They believe that you can lose your salvation. They believe that walking in the Spirit is by the energy of the flesh, barking like a dog, falling down. I mean, it's just ridiculous. But you can see it with their choice of cars, their choice of house, their choice of cities, their choice of jobs, their choice of churches, they have all these choices, but what is the root? Why are you doing a job if it's still in your health? The root should be find God, stay healthy, have some peace, get out of debt, love your neighbors yourself. Why are you going to a job that's killing you? What are you smoking? Why are you dating a narcissist that hates you? Why you got friends that hate you? You can tell by their body language they hate you. Why are you hanging out with people that hate you? And their body language reveals it. And you get these little red flags every time they say something. Why even conversate with them, you know? Why even have a conversation with an enemy? That's why I got to the point where just doing YouTube was the way to do it, because you try to talk to people face to face and they want to argue. Well, this is when you've studied it your whole life and you know the truth, and they have zero truth and they want to debate you, and they haven't spent their whole life studying the truth. They haven't endured the persecution. They haven't looked at every perspective when it comes to sound doctrine. They don't even know what sound doctrine means. They don't even know what that means. You're trying to tell somebody some truth, and they're talking to you, and you say, well, this is sound doctrine. What does that mean? Sound doctrine. What do you mean? What does that mean? If you're going to speak in truth, you better know what that means. You don't have the fundamentals of the faith. How can you can you speak in truth? How can you teach me anything? If you have no truth and you don't even know what sound doctrine is, how can you even open your mouth and try to teach me anything? Even though I learned from everybody, why are you trying to teach me when you don't even know what sound truth means? Doctrine, sound doctrine. The fundamentals of the faith. If I was a person looking for truth, I would definitely go to Dallas, the preachers that graduated out of Dallas Seminary. And I'd look up Clarence Larkin. I definitely would listen to Charles Stanley when he was younger. I would listen to Charles Stanley when he was younger. I don't know about his older age. I didn't pay attention. Charles Stanley, when he was younger, he was like right down the line. I don't know about when he got older. I'm sure Billy Graham has sound doctrine, but he was more of an evangelist. But I'm sure his doctrine was right down the line, but I never remember him teaching like he was just speaking in an evangelistic style, you know. The Spirit of God was on him to reach a lot of people. Just like right now, there's two runners right now. They're going to race soon. The 400-meter hurdles, and those two runners. People love those runners. Those two ladies. One's from the USA and one's from the Netherlands, and they have this spirit about them, this air about them. And so when God is calling you to do something, He's going to empower you, and there's going to be some kind of just, it's just there, whatever it is, you know. It's just what you're called to do. It's who you are. Because God put that gift in there, you know. And McLaughlin, she's just a born runner. And Femke Ball, she's a born runner. It's going to be a close match, that's for sure. You're just born for that. That's your calling. And if you run from your calling, you're going to be miserable. And that's why most people are miserable. They run from their calling. You know, a lot of women, I've rubbed shoulders with a lot of people in my life. A lot of women are miserable because they're not. The reason is they believe the lie of the system. The woman was made for the man, not the man for the woman. Why is the woman miserable? Because she hasn't yoked up with the one she's supposed to be yoked up with, be a helpmeet suitable. It's no different than the church. Is the church God? Is the church the Lord? No. When a man runs his house, he runs it his way. And she comes in and supports that. If she wants to be her own boss, don't get married. Stay single. But most women nowadays in this culture, and they're finding out, and it's actually happening. When you find out how much electrician is, or plumber, or roofer, when the plumbing's messed up, and you got to change a light bulb, I mean, silly stuff that they can't do. You got to climb a ladder, change a light bulb, change a switch, change a cover plate, paint a wall. When you find out how expensive it is and you want to be your own boss, when your husband would do it for you in like 2 seconds, you'd have to pay somebody to come over and do it. You're going to find out what reality is. A lot of people are waking up. But I make my own money. What happens when that job collapses? I make my own money. Where are you spending it on? Your tire's flat. How you gonna fix it? I don't know. Get the pump and pump it up, or pay somebody. You can either do it for free, or you pay somebody $40, $50 to come over and do it for you. When the bottom drops out, you're gonna see. We wanted to believe the lie. All of us. There was lies we wanted to believe. You better try the spirits. I know I should have. What's your belief system? What's your doctrine? What do you stand for? Do you believe for this cause shall man leave mother and father? Do you believe in leaving your family unit and starting a new unit, or do you still want to be tied? You want to be married to your parents while you're still married to somebody else? While you're married to somebody, you still want to be married to your parents. What's that about? That's a fundamental. That's in Genesis 3. When Cain and Abel got married, they left their mom and daddy, Adam and Eve, and they started their own unit. If somebody can't get that right, you better run. I still want to be tied to my mama. My mama's my boss still. My husband's not my boss. My mama's my boss. I want to do what my mama says. Well, why'd you get married? Stay single. Live at home. Or believe the lie. Believe the lie and be miserable. Or believe the truth and get free. And even when you stand on the truth, you're going to have to suffer, but you'll be happy because you haven't compromised your inner person. If you're standing on truth, you haven't compromised. Are you going to be happier when you compromise or when you don't compromise? When you don't compromise. Is it going to be harder? Yeah. Are you going to suffer? Yeah. Will you overcome? Yeah. How come they don't preach stuff like this in churches? Why don't the pastor tell the truth? Because he needs that tithe. He's compromised for the truth for the tithe. I gotta have that tithe to pay the bills. Instead of putting a tent up and preaching under a tent until we can pay cash for everything, I go into debt. He's compromised. Hello? You're either going to be in truth and have to sacrifice, or you're going to be in lies and compromise. The line of demarcation is set. Lies, compromise, kind of an easy life, not really, but man born of a woman's full of trouble is easier. Truth, no compromise, sacrifice. But then when you become one with the sacrifice, it's not a big deal. Clean that toilet, boy, that's your job. Okay, yes sir, sir, yes sir, I don't mind doing that. Pick up that trash, boy, that's your job. Okay, sir, yes sir. But one day in the millennium, you're going to be ruling and reigning with Christ for 1,000 years. And all that suffering and sacrifice you went through underneath an evil boss or an evil system that took advantage of it, you're going to learn, you're going to go and say, hey, I don't want to be like that. And so when you're ruling and reigning for 1,000 years, you went through it for 70 years. And so for those 1,000 years, you say, oh, I can treat my the people under my authority with respect, hold them accountable, but I can treat them right. Because you've learned through the 70 years that you were here the first time that when you came back with your new body and your glorified state, that you know how to be a leader, a servant leader, because you had to learn the hard way when you were just in the natural body. You understand? And probably somebody said, "What's he talking about?" See, that's what I'm saying. Some things you can't even. You wonder. You wonder how people get out of bed every day when they don't even know this basic stuff. What's he talking about? Coming back for 1,000 years in the new body. They don't even know what you're talking about. They don't even know what you're talking about. They look at you like you're delusional. Yeah, it's crazy.